When our favorite gets a brilliant makeover, literally we've made over a favorite. It's all the benefits and none of the hassles. Hallelujah. Everybody knows, oh, cast iron, there's nothing like it. It can do so much. It's so versatile. But you know what? Cast iron, you have to season it. You got to baby it. You're worried about it rusting and all this other crazy stuff. Well, tonight what we've done is actually done a complete makeover on a 4.5-quart gorgeous HQ cast iron, and we're calling it a brazier, but it's so much more. It could be making a pizza. It could literally do a casserole. You can bake in it. You can make cinnamon rolls in it. You could do so much in this very versatile system. Now we're really excited because we have the most amazing colors. Are you ready? Here we go. We start off with classic white. It is so beautiful. It's clean. Please think when you see the price tonight, gift idea, gift idea, gift ideas. We have white. The next one is my sleeper color. I think it's going to be the first to sell out. Can you imagine Thanksgiving, all the parties for the holidays, for the fall, having a pumpkin colored cast iron non-stick beautiful brazier? That is our pumpkin color. I think it's a sleeper. Always classic, these two. Number one best sellers is going to be beautiful black, and we have that gorgeous red. Down below, this is called the rose color. So really very, very unique. Oh, and this is the most limited, by the way. I have about 1,500 going into the entire day. Then we have the bright teal, which is absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, we have the blue. We have got a lot to show you. A lot of yummy, a lot of fun. I hope you can see that amazing price. And here's a little stat for you. Every single cast iron nonstick we've done in the HQ line has quickly become huge customer picks. I think is destined to be the same here. And joining me tonight is not only cookbook author, you've seen him on TV, he also, and it's so fancy too, he is a graduate of the New York City French Culinary Institute.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. Restaurants in New York, restaurants in Toronto.
Yeah.
We love, Chef, that you're here. Welcome back.
How
and
are
I
you?
know you love HQ and the cast iron.
So I love our cast iron because it's got everything you want from classic cast iron. That means it gets hot and stays hot. You saw those beautiful ribeyes. How did I get the perfect sear? It's not steel, it's not aluminum, it's cast iron that gets hot, gives me that even heat. If you put a cold steak into a steel pan or aluminum pan, you get those little brown spots and some are gray. With cast iron, you got that perfect crust. Steak, pork, chicken, anything, because you retain the heat. But here's why I love Kitchen HQ's cast iron, why everyone loves it. In my dirty pan right here, you see those brown bits, you see that oil, non-stick. Look at this, Suzanne. This is not old school cast iron. This is not enamel coated that kind of stains. This is spotless. I just hard seared 2 ribeyes in here, and look at how spotless just from a rag. You could put this in a dishwasher. You could wash it out with soapy water. Old school cast iron, you ain't ever doing that. You can never do that. Enamel coated cast iron, you cannot do that. Non-stick cast iron. This is your cast iron brazier, your fryer, your poacher. It could just be your non-stick pan to take over that old non-stick pan of yours that lost its coating. This is kind of everything in one, and look at that.
And it's such good quality non-stick, guys. You can use metal utensils. Notice what he's using. He's got metal tongs in there. I mean, obviously, you might want to be, and if you've got silicone utensils, great, that's fine. We've got some available for you. But I love that you don't have to baby it. I love there's no hassle. My husband is such a huge fan of cast iron, I've hated it. Because I can't stand the idea of not being able to clean it. I can't stand the idea that it turns rusty, which is a waste. I can't stand the fact you have to season it. How about a cast iron with a non-stick that takes all the hassle, but you get the benefits of cooking with cast iron?
And here's why I love non-stick as well. Not just for cleanup. I just added some stock and a little sticky teriyaki sauce. Non-stick. Metal utensils, no problem. I can see the bottom of my pan, even with the sticky sauce. Notice, by the way, Suzanne, my pan didn't lose heat. I took out my steaks, I wiped it out, waited 2 minutes. I put stock in there. It's up to a boil still.
That's awesome.
It gets hot and stays hot, and I love the heat retention of cast iron. We're gonna do a little ribeye teriyaki, and I love that also the brazier we added the lid, because the lid has the perfect seal. It's gonna steam your veggies, it's gonna poach your eggs. It's gonna really take a brazier to the next level in terms of, you know, not just searing and not just braising. You're gonna poach, you're gonna cook in all sorts of different ways. So check this out. The lid goes on, you see the steam. We got the vent, and it's airtight, and that's what you want.
And we love that tempered glass too, because
Love the
again,
tempered glass.
it's just a beautiful way to be able to cook. Now, little update, I knew it. You guys are loving it too. The red and the brand new pumpkin. How fun is this? And by the way, the outside stays as clean as the inside. There is a special unique coating on the outside. You don't have to worry about it looking terrible after years. Here's something else that's a really big deal, guys. I'm gonna set this down, Charlie, because I want everybody to see this. You are getting the 2 silicone handles to go with it. Now, last time Chef and the collection, our Kitchen HQ, they did a cast iron. It sold out early. Everybody went crazy over it. It was really fun. It only had a long stick handle. So they redesigned this one. Remember, I said this cast iron is a makeover. They redesigned it with 2 what are called loop handles. And because these get hot, we are including, and these are always sold separately, we're giving you the silicone stay cool handles. So when you're cooking in the oven, when you're cooking it on the stovetop, you can pick it up using the silicone and protect your hands. They've got grip to them, and they're designed to match the actual color of the cast iron. So let me show you the value, because guys, this is what makes Kitchen HQ so different than any other line here at HSN. It's phenomenal cookware that doesn't break the bank to own it. So if you start out just with the brazier alone, that fabulous brazier, it's almost $75. Remember, silicone handles in other lines, we sell them separately. They're huge, everybody wants them, because obviously it just makes it easier to handle something that's hot. Those right now are $12 extra. We've included it all. Check out tonight's price. How fun is this? To get high-end quality cast iron that people absolutely love, collect. It's generational, non-stick. So now there's no hassle, no fuss, but all the benefits for $34.99. Let me add 3 flex to that. That's awesome too. Got a major credit card. Spread your payments out over 3 months. You get it right away. And Chef, I got to tell you, when I came in here, you know I was so excited about this launch. And it's because all I think of is yes for my kitchen, but yes for everybody's kitchen I know. So gift ideas, my gosh, can you imagine, instead of taking a dumb bottle of wine, take them a meal and leave it with them.
You said a word that I love, generational. Everyone needs a cast iron pan, and this has the feel of something that's gonna last you really a generation, and yet it's non-stick. So you get the cast iron. We showed how it keeps the heat, retains the heat, but it's non-stick. It could also be your non-stick pan. It's your brazier, your fryer, your poacher. Here, I got some chicken. Look at the perfect sear I got on my evenly browned chicken thighs, right? And now I added white wine. Old school cast iron. You can't cook with acidic ingredients like wine, like tomato.
Oh, that's right. It'll ruin the seasoning and the finish, right?
This one you can. So it's not just about non-stick easy cleanup. It's about cooking whatever you want. Wine, tomato, anything acidic goes. And then you've got the lid. So now, really this is a couple cooking techniques in one. I've got the perfect sear. I've got a little white wine, a little bit of stock, a little bit of sage and bacon. Think about fall. And then the lid on. Knock down the heat, and now we're braising. So you're searing, you're braising, you're roasting. I'm gonna show you frying in a bit. It really is, you know, it's the workhorse in your kitchen. It's great for you, it's great for a gift. I wrote in my cookbook, this is a true story, 34 years ago when I wrote the book, I said everyone needs a cast iron pan in their kitchen. And it's true, you do.
Right, but you do. But here's the problem: all the hassle, the old ones.
That's right.
I mean, again, my husband loved cast iron. I hated it. They were too rusty. They were awful. I could never clean it. I'm sorry, it drove me nuts. I thought this is disgusting that we keep using a cast iron, and it was gunky. You know what I'm talking about? Because of all the oils and all the grease and all the stuff that stayed on it. It literally drove me crazy. But you know what? I loved about it. The results. Oh my gosh, eating food out of cast iron. There's absolutely nothing better than it. Just anything you make has a richness to it. A fall winter stew tastes so deep and delicious and satisfying. Even if you're doing, you know, I don't know, some tomato soup and a ham and grilled cheese sandwich on a really chilly fall day, the cast iron is where it's at. So we love the results. We hated everything about traditional cast iron. Now Kitchen HQ has solved it. And this is the coolest thing about Kitchen HQ. And Chef, I love you're so involved in it. Guys, Kitchen HQ is designed for you specifically. We go in, we read your comments, we know what you want, we know what you love.
That's right.
And you guys have loved everything we've done. Do you know we did a 10-inch skillet, huge customer pick, Chef. Do you know there's 277 right now 5-star review on our 10-inch skillet. Then we did another one that's an 8-inch customer pick. We did a 5-quart customer pick, and none of those 3 are like our today's special. But the reason I bring that up is shop with confidence. If you've ever wanted to try a cast iron, if you've ever had cast iron, had had the same problems I had with it. Made my poor husband get rid of it. You know what? It's really funny. I need to buy this for my husband. He'd be tickled.
Yeah.
Because he does, honest to goodness, Chef, he misses his cast iron. But I hated it so much, I said, look, I can't deal with it.
Well, the thing with old school cast iron, and you know, your husband reminds me of my mom. My mom always used to say, I got enough to worry about taking care of you two kids. I'm not taking care of pans now, right? And old school cast iron, you really had to take care of it. You have to season it, which means you have to have a thin layer of oil all the time.
Right.
You can't wash it with soap and water. You can't put it in the dishwasher. And old school cast iron certainly is not non-stick, right? So then sometimes you have something called enamel coated cast iron, and that's not non-stick either. That really stains over time, right? So this is a cast iron that gives you the benefits, but is totally non-stick. And you don't have to baby it. You don't have to keep it seasoned. You've got that non-stick seasoning coating already. So do your chicken, do your pork. We're poaching eggs over here. And look at this. So over time, you're going to poach eggs and tomato. You could poach it in cream, which I'm doing next hour. We're switching up the recipes all day, which is really great, right? Airtight lid, and that's what's gonna allow you to poach and braise. I'm gonna turn up the temperature in real time. I love that it's tempered glass because you can see what's happening, right? You're cooking with your instincts. I can see now, in almost real time, the temperature's come up, my tomato's boiling away. That's only gonna be about 5 minutes. You've got a little vent here as well. Some of the steam comes up. That's what you want.
Now, Chef, let's talk about surfaces.
Yeah.
Because this is so important. People go, cast iron, oh, I can only use that on certain stovetops. What does it work? How does it work?
Works on pretty much anything. Gas, electric, induction, even on a barbecue. This is a great pizza stone. My buddy Ty uses this as a pizza stone, right?
How about that pizza? You can actually make pizza.
Yes.
Don't pull out that old dirty pizza stone either. Use this, and it's oven safe. And it's oven safe to 500 degrees.
500 degrees, which means you can even put it under the broiler. So later today when we do some fried chicken and you put tomato sauce and mozzarella, throw it under your broiler. Up to 500 degrees means throw it on your barbecue. It's your pizza stone, your brazier, you're poaching, you're frying, you're roasting. It's a great roasting pan. So I love, by the way, oven to table. I think these look really chic, and the fact that you get the two kind of silicone handles means no one's gonna burn themselves when you take it to the table. Think about holiday time coming up. You could do a pot roast, a chicken, even a roast turkey breast if you're a family of just 2 or 4. Have a whole meal. Roast turkey breast, veg, potatoes, put the handles on, oven to table. So
fabulous.
Which is great.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the colors, right?
Right.
So think about not just the functionality, how good it looks, and I love that lid. I wanted to show my chicken off one more time. By the way, this recipe, this is called the chicken saltimbocca, which literally means hop in the mouth. I've got the white wine, which I couldn't use with old school cast iron, some stock, some bacon, some sage, and the perfect even sear. By the way, non-stick meant not even my skin on chicken, my skin on fish. Nothing is gonna stick.
You know, it's funny too. A lot of people say, well, you know what? I only pull my cast iron out to do very specific things. Imagine having cast iron that you can do everything in. A lot of people say, well, I never cook eggs in cast iron because they're gonna come out funky and gross and all that. No, guess what? Once you get this one, you do, oh, I can do an omelet. I can do a frittata. I can bake in here. I can do a casserole in here. I could do brownies in here. Imagine doing cornbread. Oh, I just had some cornbread.
The best.
Cornbread in cast iron, you forget about it. It is truly the best. Now, here's another quick update. Yay, you guys are loving the pumpkin.
I love the pumpkin.
I do too. We all fell in love with the pumpkin because I think it just reminds you of fall and stews and wintertime and hearty meals, and it just makes you happy, right? Can you imagine Thanksgiving? You serve that great, maybe it is your green bean casserole that you make every Thanksgiving, and you plop it out on the table for everybody to enjoy, and you get all the oohs and ahs. So if you want the pumpkin, by the way, let me give you an update already on quantity available. So in the pumpkin, Angela, how many do I have remaining? Okay, guys, I have less than 3,000 for the whole day. This could be very limited by the end of our show tonight.
I love that color.
Yeah, with less than 3,000, that's it. So if you do want the pumpkin, here's my prediction. There's gonna be thousands of people who will watch later today, and they will have no idea pumpkin was even an option. And this is our brand new color. Now, Chef, I'd also love you to explain the exterior, because I said, this today's special has been a makeover for cast iron.
Absolutely.
So what makes the exterior really interesting?
So even the exterior, and I use this every day. I got the red one at home, and I pretty much use it every day for almost every meal. The exterior is easy to clean. So I talked about old school cast iron, even enamel-coated cast iron. It discolors over time, and it's not easy to clean even the exterior. So it could look nice coming out of the box. Those enamel ones look great, and then they look dark brown and kind of gross over time.
Yes.
This is nonstick inside and out. So you're cleaning on the inside and outside just with a damp towel, and you're good to go. Look at this beautiful chicken. My eggs are poaching in real time. Look at this.
That's awesome.
This is a little shakshuka, some tomatoes, some spices. Think about holiday time when you've got a crowd. You want to poach 8 eggs at the same time. This is 4.5 quarts. So we're talking also about functionality and size for feeding a crowd. Poach eggs, poach chicken. You can poach, steam, roast, bake. I love it for all of that.
You know what's kind of cool, Chef? That was such a great shot.
Yeah.
And let me do this, guys. I just want to show you the exterior, because Chef mentioned it. This isn't going to turn brown. It's, you know how it looks like it's gradually turning a funky color on those other cast iron or other pans, very expensive ones that are out there? This is non-stick as well. And it's got a really cool kind of rougher exterior, but again, it's not going to fade and it's not going to change colors. Let me show you the base. Now, this is really cool, because you can see you're working on a pretty small ring underneath this one. But side to side, edge to edge, everything is bubbling right now underneath that one. If we picked it up and you could see it, it's great. Even this lid right here, how cool is this? This is stay cool. Now, are the handles gonna get hot? Yeah, of course. This will not when you use it on the stove, but now you've got the silicone covers included. So watch this, when I lift this up, look how it's bubbling all the way around. So even if you're using it on a smaller range top or a smaller element, it's going to give you that really beautiful, even cooking. And again, I'm gonna stick that lid back on once again. So, love cast iron, some of the greatest food you've ever eaten in your life. Trust me, it's made out of cast iron. You probably know that, right? Maybe you've inherited something, or your mom or grandma used it for years and years, and you have those great memories of it, right? Now, take cast iron, make it user-friendly. Make it an incredible non-stick, so it's so strong you can use metal utensils. Take out all the hassle. You never have to season it. You don't have to oil it. It is completely non-stick inside and out, and durable. Chef, this will become, just like traditional cast iron, for me, a family pass-me-down heirloom.
And it got that feel, and like you said, we listen to what you all say out there. We did a cast iron before where it had a long handle, kind of made it tricky to go oven to table. So we took out that long handle, put in the 2 handles, and throw in those silicone handles so that your hands don't burn. You can go oven to table. While my creamy apple pork chops kind of do their thing, look at this. Think about fall with rosemary and sage. I'm gonna now put that airtight lid right on top, let it finish cooking, okay? I want to talk oven to table. Look at the sheer quantity of this pasta bake, okay? You talk about feeding a crowd.
Yes.
Cheesy pasta. And again, don't fear the cleanup because it's totally non-stick. Think about holiday time, right?
I'm fork ready,
Chef.
Chef.
Get in there because you can get in there with your metal utensils. Get in there. So I don't want you to fear cheese. We did a sticky teriyaki sauce. I've got the brown sugar and the apples with my pork.
So good.
Just look at the quantity that you're going to do, and look at the bottom.
Look at the depth,
guys. Can you? And the depth, 3 inches deep, guys. Can you see the bottom of my pan here? Completely non-stick. Cheese, sauce,
It's
tomato
ooey
sauce,
gooey
and
stuff.
it's ooey gooey
not
stuff.
stuck.
So here's the thing, Suzanne. I always find that if you fear the cleanup after the fact, you don't end up reaching for the pan. If you fear it and you're like, oh gosh, I've got to soak this thing, I've got to scrub it, you don't end up using it. The reason why I use mine almost every day for searing, poaching, braising, frying is because I know I'm going to use it, I'm going to wipe it out, and I'm going to move on.
And you know what's kind of fun too, even when you put that out on the table, because it's cast iron, this is going to stay warmer longer.
That's a great point too. It retains the heat. You remember that demo I did with the steak teriyaki, and then I added the chicken stock in. It was bubbling right away. It keeps the heat. So if I left this on my table, it's gonna stay warm for half an hour. So if you're thinking again about feeding a crowd or holiday time coming up, doing a pasta bake, doing your stuffing, doing a little roast. I love doing a whole roast. It's gonna retain its heat. Cast iron has been #1 for fried chicken and cornbread for a reason, because it gets hot and stays hot. See, I got the red one at home. That's me. And this is another great thing that I love about our brand. They have kind of let me run wild. And so I get all these things at home and I develop recipes for you. If you go to hsn.com, there's a ton of recipes, a ton of pictures. That's a focaccia I baked. The perfect focaccia. Cornbread, sourdough breads for you bakers out there.
Oh,
you're
look at
baking in your cast iron. You're searing pork chops and steaks and chicken. You're poaching. You're roasting. It's real. You know, that's the thing. There's my roast chicken. We call it a 4.5 quart braiser, but it kind of does everything. Now, this is the cobbler, which I'm going to show you. I don't fear the cobbler sticking on the bottom. It's non-stick. Sugar, teriyaki sauces, even a hard cleanup after sear is easy. You can wipe it out. It's non-stick.
Okay, guys, the pumpkin, the pumpkin, the pumpkin.
You called it. The
I did
pumpkin is
call
on
it,
fire.
I called it. Well, I just saw that it made me smile. You know what I mean? I just thought fall and Thanksgiving and holiday time, and I just see, you know, hearty stews done in here. Can you imagine a beautiful roast beef? Oh, stop it.
It's coming.
And it's gonna just cook it so well, and it's gonna be moist and tender and delicious. And you can do all the one-pot meals in here. You can do the omelets, you know, you can do the hamburgers in here if you want to. You can make your favorite bacon inside here if you'd like to. I mean, to me, this is absolutely the ultimate because you're getting everything that everybody raves about cast iron. I mean, it is iconic in cookware, but the problem is it's also a hassle. It's gunky. For me, it was just too gross. I just didn't like the fact I couldn't clean it. And of course, who was stuck cleaning it? Me, and my husband would yell at me because I'm trying to, oh yeah, he got so mad at me one time. He saw me put some dish detergent in there.
And you can't do that.
We were almost divorced over it, can I tell you? And I said, I'm sorry, this is so gross. It's too much of a hassle. I can't do this. Craig, I know you're not watching because you're already sleeping. Thank God, because I swear to you, I am buying the white one for my husband. He will be so happy to finally
for
get
you, Craig.
cast iron back in his life. Yes, we're saving my marriage so he can indeed use cast iron again. But if you want that pumpkin, guys, now's the time to grab it. But think about the black as well, or the white for gift giving, gift giving, gift giving. I think this, at this price point,
it's
Chef,
awesome.
Everybody now can really experience how great cast iron is.
It is generational. It's something you're gonna keep in your kitchen forever, and you gift it, they're gonna keep it in their kitchen forever. It's one of those things. Again, my red one lives on my stovetop. Think about gifting. When you gift someone a vibrant color cast iron, they will think of you every time they use that cast iron. What a magical gift. So now, we talked about nonstick with the pasta bake. Cobbler recipe, which is online. Look at how nonstick this is. The stickiest fruit cobbler. Look at the bottom of my pan. So
do you know what's really funny,
worried.
Chef? It's gonna be harder for you to clean that spoon than it is to clean the pan. You gotta laugh.
That's true.
Because
If I
that's gonna
leave that
get,
spoon,
if you
you're
leave
right.
that out there, it's gonna be harder to
But
clean
by the way,
pan.
notice, metal spoon, no worries.
Love that.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that.
It's so good. All right, guys, I'm gonna walk over real quick because we do have some accessory items that I wanna share with you. Chef, I'll be right back in 1 second. Let's go over colors again. I'll just kind of run them real quick because they're standing in front of me. The red, this is the blue. Red is the second most popular because pumpkin's #1. This is the blue. This is that beautiful teal. Here's the new pumpkin. We've never done it before. Think of it as a limited edition. You know, like you guys are gonna have the pumpkin and ain't nobody else gonna have it. This is called Rose. Of course, I think the two easy gift ones will be the white and the black for sure. So white and black here. Now we also have a set of 2 splatter guards, and this is great. Obviously you get the lid, but let's say you are doing burgers or steaks or you're doing bacon and you don't want it to splatter out because you're not gonna use the tempered glass lid. You get a set of 2 of these and they are in silicone. So that's great to keep the mess from splattering everywhere. We also have the brushes. These are awesome. These are nylon brushes. It's a set of 2. They're really sturdy. They're very easy to use. And of course, you can use them on this cookware because you get to wash it. Hallelujah, right? You can use soap and water, which is great. We also have a really cool nesting tool set that's available. This also is another option for you if you'd like to add it to it. So think about this. If you're trying to really kind of redo your kitchen or you want some great accessories to go back to your today's special. Oh, one other quick note, Chef. This might be a bit of a short day for you. This today's special is only valid for today, for less now than 24 hours. A lot of times we've done today's specials and we'll honor the price for a couple more days. Not with this. You've got 1 day to grab it, and if you miss out, it's gonna go up to its full price, which is actually $62. You're $52 off the retail. And Chef, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
Even if you look at the retail, which is $86.
Even that's not bad.
It's
to be honest with you,
fantastic.
right?
Because if you're buying really good cast iron, one of these big 4.5, 5-quart pans, with not even a tempered glass lid, they're just gonna give you an old, you know, ratty cast iron lid, is not gonna be even $86, will it?
Listen, I personally, in another life, have bought cast iron for in the hundreds of dollars because they do have that generational feel, like you said. So the fact that ours is actually non-stick, I have never seen a true non-stick cast iron to make cleanup easier, to make cooking easier, to deglaze easier. And the fact that we can cook with wine and acidity and tomatoes, we can go oven to table. It looks great. You get the handles so that no one burns their hands. I love everything about it. The The size, the 4.5-quart size. If you look at the size of the pasta bake, the cobbler, think about holiday time, those side dishes, even doing a whole roast dinner. You can pretty much do it all in this 4.5-quart size, and the depth is
and
great.
You know what's fun? My producer, she was out here, Angela, and she said, oh my gosh, you could bake a pie in there.
Can
you
huge
imagine?
pie.
No,
Yes.
a deep dish pie. Have you ever had a deep dish pie? I'm sure you've made one
Of
before.
course.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
the
yeah.
best.
Oh,
Where
absolutely.
they're really and then you cut it, and then you put it on somebody's plate, and you do a la mode,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah,
vanilla
yeah.
ice cream's
Yeah.
melting down over it at Thanksgiving.
Are you kidding? Like,
It'd be
think
so
about entertaining, right?
That made me so hungry all of a sudden.
Hold on, I got you.
Do you
Speaking
have
of
me a
which,
deep dish pie?
No, but I
Ah,
got you something better,
I'd
actually.
fall over right
you
now.
You just reminded me.
What'd you
Talk about entertaining.
Oh, what did you make?
Now, this is a workout because this is, talk about quantity.
Oh, is this roast beef?
This is the whole roast dinner. 4.5 quarts. Look at this.
Oh, look at
Okay.
How many
You've got
pounds
your
is that, do you
potatoes.
think?
This is over 2 pounds, right?
Is
So
it
look at the
really?
sheer size. I'm doing whole roast chicken dinners in here. I'm even doing like a turkey breast roast dinner. Look at the
Can
pot
we-
roast. Get
can
in
we-
here, and you can flake it. Look,
Can we
1
do
fork.
that? I don't want to mess it up. 'Cause
Mess
you'll
it
do
up.
You'll do it professionally. Suze will have it all over the
Mess
place.
it up.
Wait, look at this. Look at this, you guys.
Look.
Look how tender this is.
This is what we want.
Oh.
This is the magic of that airtight
So good.
lid. So it looks like a simple product, but we've thought of everything.
New fork.
That
Wait, don't
lid
close it up just
has
yet.
a seal that will trap in
Look
the
at-
air.
can you
Why
guys
is
see
that
this?
important? When you're braising something, like a pot roast,
Look at
you're
that.
capturing all the liquid, the stock, the wine, whatever you're cooking with, and making your results super tender. So think about braising. Think about poaching like we did with those beautiful eggs. We went right stovetop to table.
Chef.
Simple, salt, pepper, beef. Give it a hard sear in the cast iron. Flip it over, put some stock, pop it in a low oven.
Oh my
That airtight seal is gonna make sure
So good.
it steams and braises and poaches at the same time.
All right,
this
kids.
is simple. I love it.
If you just did it for that recipe. Now, I want to mention, when you go to the HSN Today special page, you're going to see there's a link on there that a whole bunch of these recipes will be available. And Chef, thank you for doing that, because that's
Of course,
so great.
I love it.
Because people see you cooking, they're like, oh, I really
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
make that. Like, that chicken looks amazing. This roast beef is,
Yes.
you guys, it's the best you'll ever eat. And again, what's really cool about that, Chef, is because you can sear in this so well,
Yep.
because it's cast iron, then that's how you're going to get that delicious taste. Crispy on the outside, and then you get that moist, beautiful meat that just falls off the bone on the inside. Again, and look at the quantity you can make. Now, this I love. You don't need a good old-fashioned fryer anymore.
You
Just
don't
use
need a
this to
fryer.
fry.
It's your fryer. Why does the best fried chicken, old school fried chicken, happen in cast iron? Because it gets hot, stays hot. The whole idea about something getting hot and staying hot isn't just for searing a steak. It's about for braising, poaching, and frying. Notice, I put in my donuts. From the bubbles, you can tell my temperature did not drop. That's why, you know, Grandma used to fry chicken in cast iron. It's retaining its heat. So if you're frying your donuts, your fried chicken, I've got a chicken cutlet down here. Anything you want to fry, cast iron is where you're going to do it. So you don't need a deep fat fryer. You need your cast iron, fill it with a neutral oil that can get high, like a vegetable oil, a high smoke point oil, and now that's your perfect fryer. The real test, by the way, my donuts are getting golden brown already, okay?
Look how fast.
Now, in any other pot, what happens is when you add the food, the temperature goes down, you don't see those bubbles. So if you notice, whether I'm frying, whether I seared those ribeyes earlier, my pork chops, as I add cold food to my pan, it gets hot, it stays hot. It kept its heat. If you've ever seared something in steel or aluminum and you noticed it kind of got cold and now there's spots of brown, spots that are pale, or if you tried frying in something that was aluminum or steel, the temperature goes down. Cast iron is keeping my temperature, whether I'm frying, roasting, braising, poaching, it's retaining the temperature.
That's so interesting.
And it's really, look, Suzanne, I've always said, cooking is all about time and temperature. So if your temperature is fluctuating as you're cooking, that's why you're not getting the same results. In the world of restaurants, we always cook with cast iron for that reason, time and temperature. I want to fry my donuts at a particular time at the same temperature. I don't want my temp to drop. Same with the sear, same with the poach, same with the roast. That's why every kitchen needs cast iron.
Yeah, really. Okay, my little pumpkin. We're going to say goodbye to pumpkin very
Already?
early, Chef. Not yet. Okay, guys, in the pumpkin, We are now down to about 2,700 for the entire day. And you know what? You think, oh, 2,700, that sounds like a whole lot. No, that is a
Not
drop
really.
in the pumpkin bucket. It's really Thanks for laughing. It's such a corny joke.
Tracy liked that one.
Yeah, Tracy did.
Tracy liked that one.
Tracy's giggling. Have you seen Tracy yet? We love Tracy.
Hello, Tracy.
I gotta show Tracy. I gotta show Tracy. He was like, who is laughing over here and who are they talking?
Hello, Tracy.
Tracy. Couldn't do this without her. But so here's, if you want the pumpkin, this is the brand new color. We've never done it before. To me, it just makes me smile. It looks like the color of the donuts you're making.
It's great. Yeah.
If you want that though, and again, serving this any time of the year, but especially this time of year as we go into fall and all the holidays and just the winter season, just the things you can make and how creative you can be with this. And the versatility, chef,
Yep.
it is my first cast iron I've ever met that I think I'm in love with.
Because you don't have to baby it.
Because you don't, no hassle, I can wash it, I can actually clean it, but you get the incredible finish of cast iron and the results of it.
And you get the results. Even color on your frying,
Nice.
even color on your poaching and your searing because it's got even consistent heat. This isn't steel, this isn't aluminum.
Right.
This is all about getting hot and staying hot. And old school cast iron, like you talked about, such a pain to take care of. It certainly isn't non-stick old school cast iron. You've got to baby it, you've got to season it, which basically means coat it in a layer of oil, right?
And
just over and over.
I used to go grab it and I literally have to wash my hands because there was oil all over
It's
before
kind of
my husband
gross.
even cooked with it. Oh, I thought it was terribly gross. I'm sorry. If you really love traditional cast iron, I'm sure I'm insulting you. But I couldn't deal with it. It was so gunky and so gross. And every time I picked it up, I'd get all that greasy stuff on my hands. And my God, I was
Look at
washing
that.
my hands before we were cooking with it. What'd you stick in there?
I threw in some chicken cutlets in here. And by the way, look, oil temperature
What
is
about
rip-roaring hot.
catfish?
Frying catfish in here. I mean,
Hush
this
puppies.
is great just for frying.
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
Can you
I mean, think
imagine?
about frying with your cast iron and poaching and steaming. Now over here, I'm gonna let those fry for a second. We did our donuts. Our chicken saltimbocca is looking lovely, a little bit of butter, a little bit of stock, and look, nothing is sticking on the bottom. Over here, if you noticed, on the rose color, I had some onions, some fennel, some garlic. I threw in some clams. They've opened up.
Wow.
Think about your mussels, your clams. Love the airtight seal. So that airtight seal of the lid is doing so much. It's allowing you to cook with steam. It's allowing you to cook braising in the oven. You want that airtight seal for all of, this is one of my favorite pasta dishes, by the way. It's called vongole. So you steam the clams. There's a little bit of chili flake in there, a little bit of fennel. Add some cooked linguine.
Oh, nice.
This is one of the recipes that we've uploaded online. So again, I've developed a ton of recipes. I want everyone to check out hsn.com. We have recipes, we have pictures.
If you go
and
to
they're
our
great.
Today's Special page, you're going to see a link to all of the to a bunch of the recipes you're seeing tonight. And you know, again, stir that up and take it right to the table and serve straight out of it.
Right to the table,
So beautiful.
stovetop or oven to table, because they look great.
Gorgeous. All right, guys, we have to wrap it up. Okay, our little punky. If you want the punky, there's going to be a ton of people later on today who have no idea this was an option. That is how popular the pumpkin is. I have about 2,500 left, so we'll go through a lot of these towards the end of the